Hello everyone and welcome to Driven Mad.
Hi, so in the previous-ish episode you'll have watched us test our Mercedes 270 and we have, allegedly,
a head gasket.
A blown head gasket or a cracked head. Now, if you're buying these, I think it's buyer beware is what we're going to say to you, because we think this is an important one, don't we? We've learned from testing it with this, and this car has already had a mechanic rip the head off.
Yes.
In a previous life.
Yep.
So not this engine, a
previous engine,
one.
Yep.
We went ahead and got a compression tester, or borrowed one.
To be 100% sure.
100% sure. And as you can see, we have a perfect head and head gasket. So this, and every video I've ever seen on YouTube, this, they say, if you use this and the colour changes, you've got a head gasket problem. Well, we haven't. We 100% haven't got a head gasket.
No. So all that told us was we have exhaust gases going into the coolant, which we'd already gathered, basically.
Well, we got bubbles,
so we're not really sure we needed that. Now, we bought a compression tester. Now, we've never ever done this before, so this is our first time, well, this was our first time doing it, and I saw a couple of things on YouTube saying how to do it. It's a little bit different on a diesel to a petrol. You can go through the injectors or the glow plugs. We chose for the glow plugs because they're the easiest to get out. Yes. And what we did was, basically, I'll show you here behind, we've got the fuel rail.
But we luckily have a spare engine, our old engine sitting about.
Yes, so we've got the fuel rail. All I did was disconnect the lines and unplug the injectors so no fuel can get to the engine, so it's starved. Then I also moved the rail off to get at the glow plugs, because the glow plugs on this are a little bit hidden. On a lot of most vehicles they're a lot easier to get to, but this one they're not. So I just removed the rail completely and unplugged the injectors to get to the glow plugs. Now you just got to take those out, and inside you can see, once you get the glow plug out, you can see which one is which, so you get roughly the same length. Obviously shorter is better than too long because it needs to fit perfectly. You can see this one's got a bit of copper grease on it because that's the one we used. So we take all the glow plugs out and then we do one at a time, because obviously you don't want all the pressure building up, so you take the glow plugs out of all of them and test one cylinder at a time, put that in, plug this connector in. Yeah, you can hold that. Look.
Because we obviously didn't record when we did it.
No, we were too excited and nervous.
Yes. Well, we don't know, you know, we're not experts.
No. So that goes into the cylinder, that goes onto there, and then you crank the engine over until it sort of stops going up. And
you get a pressure reading.
Yes.
And I think within sort of 10% you're happy.
Yes. Yeah.
This engine gave us exactly the same on all 5 cylinders. Yeah. Exactly the same. So
and if anyone's interested, it was 320 psi on this engine. Yes.
And the thing that we're trying to get across is that before somebody rips your car to bits, which is what has happened to us.
Yes.
There are lots of other things. Now, why is it not the head gasket? I hear you crying at the screen. The reason is that you've got oil coolers, you've got transmission coolers, you've got so many other things where the exhaust gases and pressure can meet the coolant system. Your car's going to be different to ours. The main culprit, we're told, on this is either going to be the transmission cooler or the oil cooler. Now I'm going to cut our old oil cooler up because we've bought a new one to go on here, because we have pressure tested most things that we've taken off and we genuinely can't find what our problem is.
No.
We are still none the wiser. So we're going through a massive parts change to just try and
replacing and switching parts.
Yeah. Not everything is available new for this, but as I say, we're lucky we've got our original engine out of here, so we're now, anything that's on here that came from our original engine, we're taking back off, because we've transferred our problem, which we thought was a blown gasket.
Yes.
Or we were told it was actually, it's not us.
We were told.
So we've transferred the problem to this engine, which is laughable really, isn't it?
No, again, considering when you put on a forum that you've got a head gasket and they'll go, you haven't. It's renowned to be a strong engine, so for us to have had that problem twice would have been completely unheard of. So
we don't think we ever had it at all.
No, so we think we've changed the engine and taken it to a mechanic who killed it, taking the head off. For no reason.
But as soon as you say to someone, I've got bubbles in my coolant, they go, oh, your head gasket's blown, your head's cracked. It isn't. Not necessarily, I mean, it could be.
It could be, no.
but at this stage it isn't.
But you need a compression test.
If you have bubbles in your coolant,
Get a compression test.
Get it, or pay someone to get it done.
Exactly right.
That's our tip on this. So we're going to cut this open. So that'll be in our next episode.
Yeah, it'll be
or
somewhere around. Yeah.
So
thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps.
One day I'll change all of my wicked ways, and happiness will start to